baby, don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure.
Yeah, okay. Hey y'all, it's Tate. I'm back with another video, and today, y'all, we got a story. Okay, let me tell you. Let me sit back. Let's relax. Let's go get your snacks, cause this one piss me off. Okay, so right now it is 12:13. Period. As I can see on my little iPad, it's charging. I'm gonna let it do its thing. You know, it takes 20,000 hours to charge an iPad. It's been charging for about an hour, and it's on 26. Anyway, so let me tell y'all about this little story time about this girl. We're gonna name her J, whatever. So it started off when I was a freshman in college. I didn't have no friends. I went to a completely different school. If y'all didn't know, I went to Lemme University. That's the only HBCU in Oklahoma. Clock it. I met this girl. It was like the first week on campus, you know, and I'm in band. Keep in mind, I'm in marching band, right? So I don't have a regular schedule. I don't go to class, go back to my dorm, go hang out with my friends, go to a party, do my homework, da-da-da-da. I don't do that. No. Practice, classes, homework, practice. It's just very repetitive. And maybe eat in the middle. If you remember to eat, if you have time to eat, go eat in between your classes. But whatever. I had a very, very hard schedule. So mind you, I'm just walking, you know, in my dorm. I see this girl and she's mad. She's going off on I think she's going off on her sister and stuff like that. And I seen her mom and she was like, yeah, it's just, you know, she's very like sheltered and, you know, a little introverted. So, you know, it'd be nice for her to have a couple like friends or acquaintances around campus and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. And you know, she had a little bit of an attitude, the daughter. So I'm like, I like that. You know, she was mad. She was like, my sister being stupid. And her sister, like her mom and her sister were traveling with her to go drop her off at college. And apparently they put the milk like in her shoe basket where her shoes were, and it like wasted all over her shoes. She was pissed, rightfully so. So I'm like, girl, what happened? She's like, oh, my sister did this, and this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. Like, I gotta give y'all the biggest backstory on this girl ever. So, mind you, she was 21 at this time. I was 18, freshly 18. I'm not in your business on why you was in the school, whatever you've been doing. So she seems like a very like chill person. So then when her mom leaves and everything, I see a whole nother side of her. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, she in college, she grown, cool. She was dating this guy, right? She was dating this guy for about 3 years, I think, almost 4, something like that, 2 or 3 years. She was dating this man. She was in love with him. He was in love with her. Her mom didn't even know she was with the guy. And I was like, why don't she know? I was like, did she not like him or something? Like, what's going on? She was like, no, I just don't like her in my business. And her mom thought she was a virgin. I was like, your mom thought you were a 21-year-old virgin and you're in college? Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, some people want to wait. But I knew that wasn't her. Like, I knew it wasn't her. Like that. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I get it. It's like that sometimes. So about like a week forward, it's this dude that's in band. He's in band. He seems to like me. But I don't like her. Mind you, she asked me if she should break up with her boyfriend of 3 years.
Huh?
Y'all don't ask me to break up with your boyfriend, because I'm going to tell you yes if you give me valid reasoning. If you have to ask somebody, should you break up with your boyfriend, you should break up with him. And if you should do this, and if you should, you know, and all that. Y'all see the nails? But I was like, oh, I can't make that decision for you. So she ended up breaking up with the dude, right? Fast forward about a week later, the dude in band, he was like, oh, I really like her. And me and my friend, we looking at them and they like, oh, that'd be cute together. But you know, I'm like, she's not into a relationship. She just got out of one that she lasted for 3 years. Like, she's still in love with the man, you know? She still loves him. So let's go give her some time to even think about even getting with another guy. Or so I thought. Right? So about a week later, she started talking to him and stuff and da-da-da-da. And they started hitching it off for the next few weeks. And she's like, oh, you know, he likes me. But I told him I'm not ready for a relationship. And he said he was going to wait on me and da-da-da-da. Mind you, the dude's 18 and she's 21. Not my thing, but I guess do as you please, whatever. He just came out of high school and she's expecting him to kind of act like he's grown and he got it together. And I'm like, girl, he's 18. You're 21. Like, you're the adult in this situation, for real. Like, the fact that at that age when I was 18 and she was acting like that, at my age I would never act like that, because she would just act like a plumb fool, and she was just very insecure and stuff, but we're gonna get into that. So basically, they started hitching it off, and then she ended up liking him about like a couple months in or whatever. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, okay, they're just messing with each other. They like each other a little bit. So me and my friend, they like, ooh, they doing the thing. They doing the nasty, whatever. And I asked her, I'm like, you in here? And she's like, no, we're not doing that. We're not having sex. We're not doing that. And I'm like, you only around that man all the time. If he's there, you're there. Phone was being rude. Anyway, so she said that she was like, oh yeah, we have been. I was like, girl, okay, we already knew that. I'm like, okay, cool. She probably just wanted to have a fun little time, whatever. And then it starts to get a little weird within a couple months later, because she only stayed for 1 semester. So it started to get a little weird, because she was like, I remember one day we was hanging out, this one I should have walked out and cut her off forever. She was like, she's also like a plus size girl, so I feel like that has something to do, like, play with it just a little bit. Not saying that all plus size women are like this, but this definitely played a role in it, because she would keep bringing it up. She was like, oh, I'm so jealous of you because you're in band and you have something to do and you're really pretty and you're not fat like me and you're not da 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 da. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? And she was like, I feel like I'm not attractive and da 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 da. And I'm just like, one, don't be jealous of me because I wish I had a regular schedule. Two, she was very, very pretty. And I'm like, you're very pretty. Like, don't even knock yourself like that. Like, your weight does not equivalent, like, your beauty. What are you talking about? Like, you could be 600 pounds, but if you got a pretty face, you have a pretty face. Like, that's not gonna change. Like, I was like, if you want to be in some, you could, you could sign up. Or you can be in, like, any extracurricular activities. You can be in, like, groups and stuff, programs, or just, like, in a sport. They'll give you a scholarship. She didn't want to do, what's it called, work study or whatever it is, so you can get like your funds by doing it. Like, you can work and get money so you can pay off your tuition and stuff. I forgot what the actual name is, but yeah, she wouldn't do that. She signed up for it and she was able to get the job, but she didn't want to work. She didn't want to go to class. She didn't want to do her assignments. And then she would complain. And mind you, since she had dyslexia, she was in the program, not the program, but she was in the thing where it was like, oh, it helps people with students like that. She was like, oh yeah, well, my essay is taking forever. I have so many essays. And I'm like, I love me an essay. I love writing an essay. People call me weird for it, but I don't care. Like, you're fine. You can start it right now. You can finish it later or whatever. I was like, we can go to the library. We can study. I was really trying to help her. She was just like, oh, I want to kill myself and I hate my life and da da da. And I was just like, okay, that's kind of a normal reaction. I'm not gonna lie, because like some people are like that, so I'm like, okay, whatever. She just saying whatever she's saying. And then fast forward to the boy. We're going back to the boy. I'm gonna name him. I named her Jay. I think I'm gonna name him. I don't know. We'll name him Scott. It's not his name, but we'll name him Scott. So Scott and Jay, they started getting real close, like I said. And then it got to the point where she was like, oh, she felt bad for him. And I was like, why are you feeling bad for him? What's going on now? Because she was like, he's over here acting this type of way and he hasn't been showing up to practice. And one of my friends from band, he hit me up and he was like, hey, have you seen like Scott? Because he hasn't been showing and they're in the same section. I'm like, no, I haven't seen him, da da da. So I'm like, I haven't seen him at practice. I haven't seen him at the calf, nowhere. This man is a ghost. He completely ghosted. So we're like, we haven't seen this man anywhere. And she's like, oh, I went to his place and he lost so much weight. He is so much skinnier now. Like, he hasn't been eating. He has been depressed. And I'm like, okay, well, I can understand that. I'm glad you're checking in with him. And then a couple months after that, she was like, she started to get a little angry. And mind you, I should have stopped being her friend, where she would just say like wow out of pocket stuff for no reason. But she would get mad and she would just say like really rude stuff to people. Like, if she didn't like somebody, she'd be like, I don't like them. They doing this and da da da. And I'm like, girl, the girl just walked inside the room and she ain't say hey to you. Why do you don't like her? Like, she just has some real bad like insecurity issues. And that's why I should have stopped being friends with her. But I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. Because everybody's a little insecure in some type of way. None of my other friends ever came up to me and told me they were insecure about me or they were jealous of me or whatever. They never said that, so I should have took that as a sign, but whatever. So she, one day, her and him kind of got into it or whatever, and she was like, he's cheating on me. She came in my room. I was like, what's wrong? She was like, he's cheating on me, he's cheating on me. And I was like, girl, how's he supposed to cheat on you if y'all was never together? That's not your man. He's not your man. Get it together. What are you talking about? So like I said, he didn't like her romantically, only sexually. But she did this weird thing when my mom would call me and we get into like little petty arguments. She would get mad. Like she would actually get madder than me. But she would get angry. And then like my mom, she would be like, oh, hi, Jay. And then she would just literally either walk out the room or pretend like she wasn't talking to her. And at first I thought she couldn't hear her. I was like, hey, my mom said, hey. And she's like, hey. Like she didn't want to talk to her. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, what's wrong? She ain't finna yell at you and nothing. She was like, I just don't like the way she was yelling at you. And I'm like, well, yeah, well, that's between me and my mom. Like, yeah, she go yell at me. We be yelling at each other. And she was like, I don't like that. She was like, I don't like that. That's abusive. I don't like that at all. And I'm like, well, at the end of the day, it's not your relationship with your mom. You know, whatever relationship you got with your mom and what I got with my mom, that's our business, you know? But she would just get mad, and sometimes she would pretend not to hear her. And I was like, now that's disrespectful. You finna answer her. You finna answer her. That's when I should have been like, okay, this girl a little weird. But I was like, complaining to my mom. I was like, she getting on my nerves. She keeps telling me about this dude. I don't want to hear about him. She came in my room. I was just talking on the phone with her, I think to my mom or whatever, complaining about what she done said. And then she go bust into the room, and she looks mad. She looks mad like she heard me. And I'm like, okay, maybe she did hear me. Well, I was like, what's wrong with you? Because I just didn't care. And then she was like, and I'm like, girl, calm down. What's going on? And she's like, I told him that I'm not pregnant because I had a pregnancy scare. And he literally turned the light off and he kissed me on the forehead. He told me I had to go because he thought I was just telling him what he wanted to hear. And he thought I was actually pregnant. And what? I didn't know whether to slap her or laugh in her face. Like, I was like, girl, what do I do in this like instance? So I was just sitting there and I was just kind of like, girl, what in the world? She like fell onto the bed, fell on the floor, and she was upset and she was crying a little bit. And I'm just like, girl, I was like, leave that man alone. Like, I keep telling you to leave him alone. Like, he's not even your nigga. Leave him alone. You were 21, he is 18. That little boy don't want he don't want no relationship. He's trying to come to college and have a fun time. Okay, that's it. He do not care. If he wanted a relationship with you, he would have been and told you that. I hate him. I can't stand him. He gets on my nerves. I'm not going to talk to him. Then she went the next day. Like, stupid. Are you not embarrassed? Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't believe it, Jesus. Me and my other friends, like, because we had mutual friends that we would hang out with. We would go out. We would go hang out with each other, like, in each other's dorms and stuff, just chilling. And if a dude was in a room, she would try to like embarrass me and my other friends in front of them. She'd be like, oh, remember that time that you like fell down the stairs? Or remember that time that you said this about me? Or guess what's the most embarrassing thing that Tata's ever done? Who does that? Nobody does that. So I'm like, okay, she's clearly doing it because she wants to get a rise out of me. She wants me to act a fool. She wants me to do this. And I was just like, girl, shut up. Like, nobody was even talking about it. What are you doing? Then one time we was in a room, she was smoking with this one dude in band, and I was in a room because I was just there for the vibes. I didn't want to smoke. I started talking about my dad because my dad bought me a MacBook Pro when I graduated high school because it's what I wanted. So he got it for me as a gift. It's very expensive, very grateful for it. So we was talking about our dads, and then I was like, y'all have dads? You know, it's a joke because I don't have a biological dad. He's not my life, whatever. She was like, oh, you have a dad? Your dad is... Because I said my dad's great. And she was like, oh, just great? Your dad that bought you a $1,000 laptop is just great? You know what my dad did for me? When I told him I was going to college, she said he had better things to do. And I'm like, why is it my fault that your daddy don't like you? That's not my problem. Hated talking to her about dudes. Like, I hated when she was talking about it. I was like, I don't want to hear about him no more. And I told her, I said, I don't want to hear about this dude no more. You irritating me. Leave him alone. I told you to leave him alone. I don't want to hear about it. Everybody's tired. We're tired of you coming, crying about it, complaining about it, getting back, you know, trying to go back with him or whatever. Y'all hanging out, y'all having sex, y'all doing whatever. Then you come back. Repetitive cycle. It's like a very toxic relationship, but they not together. It's stupid. So I was like, bro, leave it alone. Like, go lay up underneath somebody else or do whatever you want to go do, but leave this man alone. This specific man, leave him alone. Of course, she the homegirl, so she ain't gonna listen. She ain't tired until she's tired. I remember one time she was like complaining because she had to do an assignment, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna go kill myself. And we have like multiple like lakes on our campus, and we have like ducks that swim in the lakes and stuff, and it's really cute. So she was like, oh, I'm gonna go drown myself. And I was like, okay, in which lake? Like, what are you talking about? Because I got tired. You can't manipulate me. Like, you can't do that. It's not gonna work. So I was like, which one? She was like, the one in the front. And I was like, okay. And she was like, you're not gonna come with me? And I was like, no. Like, go ahead, and she would get mad that I wouldn't give her the reaction that she wanted. We were quiet for like 10 minutes. I just was on my phone chilling, watching like Instagram Reels and TikToks. I feel like you don't want me to be here. And I was like, well, if you want to go, you can go. I don't have no problem. But, and then she was like, oh, so you don't want me to be here? And I was like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I'm not finna beg you to stay. Whatever. So eventually it did get to the point where, did she ever leave that man alone? I think so, when she left. I think it's when she left him alone. I don't know what she's doing now. I haven't talked to her since. But I remember before she left, I knew I was about to cut her off because she was very irritating me. And I was like, after this semester, she probably not going to come back anyway. But even if she does, I'm not going to mess with her. I don't want to see her. So we was giving each other, like, we wanted to do a Secret Santa with our friends. Because she was buying the people that were not 21 alcohol, and she was doing trips to the little liquor store down the street from our campus. So she was getting money from them. They were sending her like $80. I was making my coin for my business because I couldn't have a job with my schedule. So we did that, and it was fun. We would go to the grocery store together, and we would eat food and cook together and stuff. It was real cool, real chill, because she was a real fun person. But when she would get into her crazy mode where she'd be jealous and going off, and I think she was bipolar, truly. She had a lot of problems, but I think she was very bipolar. She's talking about this man that did her wrong. That she's talking about her terrible family. That she's talking about this, and this. Don't let her get drunk. She's going off. I'm like, girl, you were so fun until you get under the influence, off about everything and trauma dumping. And I'm like, I love a nice trauma dump. But girl, you're doing a lot. So I knew I wasn't going to mess with the girl no more. And we was giving each other gifts. I gave her belly button jewelry, and she got me the same thing, but I got mine pierced. I've had it for like 2-3 years. Because I was like, she said she wanted to pay for it for my Christmas gift. And I said, bet. And then after that, a couple weeks, she was about to leave. And I stopped talking to her because I didn't want to talk to her no more. I was like, you know what, leave me alone. Like, I got sick and tired of her. So conversations were very like little. And then when her mom came. So y'all, when she was leaving, when she was about to go, I brought her back her hamper I was using for like majority of the semester, because I got my own, but I was like, bad, let me bring it back down. She already had stuff packed up in the car. So my mom was like, how we gonna put that in the car? I was like, I don't know, but it's not mine, so I'll take it. And she was like, you can keep it, whatever. So I put it back. She kind of caught an attitude with me. Then my mom was talking to her, and she was like, hey, can I she was like, you want me to help you and your mom pack the stuff inside the car, because she's really good at that. And she was like, she just stared at her. Like, she literally turned around because she was carrying like a little wagon thing. She turned around, looked at my mom, looked at her with the most disgusted face, like, and then turned back around and kept walking. I was like, oh, bitch, I'm about to fuck her up. For real. But my mom was like, don't do nothing about it. Don't do nothing about it. Still help her. And thanks to her, we missed our flight going back home. But we ended up getting home. But I was just like, that shit pissed me off so bad. Because I should have threw a rock at her or something. Like, she was really pissing me off. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with her. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with her either. But she need to get it together. She mad because her mom pulled up on her. And she couldn't, have sex with the dude that she was trying to have sex with. But her mom didn't, like, pull up at the school right then and there. She was 40 minutes away. She always wants something to complain about. She was like, she said, I want that sexy dark chocolate. Mind, just right before her mom pulled up, like 40 minutes before. But she got mad. And then my mom was like, hey, I can take you over there since on the other side of campus. My mom's trying to be a trooper for her. And she's still stuck on, oh, I don't like your mom because the way she talks to you. I don't like your mom. She's on my arm, where you not going to like her for a lot of shit. But when she got an attitude with my mom, I was like, yeah, that's it. I already wasn't talking to her because before she did that. But after that, I was like, don't ever talk to me. Then she go try to Merry Christmas her way back into my life on Snapchat. And I was like, girl, go to hell. But I'm going to see you guys later. Love y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Don't forget to go to Monet's Crafts to check out the site for all your spiritual, cosmetic, body care needs, and all that fun stuff, and jewelry. And I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.